What's up guys, it's Austin. Today's video is going to be a top 5 most dangerous haunted moments video of 2025. There were some pretty crazy dangerous moments in 2025 concerning the paranormal. Without further ado, let's get into number 1. So me and Mike, we finally investigated for the first time in 4 years since we went separate ways. There was a really big investigation that we did, in fact a series called the Ghost Boy series. It involved us investigating his house. He had never seen the REM pod before or the spirit box be used. We're just kind of like, let's investigate your house, you know, let's do it. Let's just see what's here. So we start recording the Estes method and immediately start getting answers right off the bat. Basically, the Estes method is a spirit box session with headphones plugged into it. The person is blindfolded. They can't hear or see what you're saying, so the answers are completely authentic and real. So basically what Mike is saying in the video is what the spirit is saying in the headphones. It's known that spirits can manipulate the white noise and radio frequencies to say words back to you. And it said some pretty interesting things. In episode 1 of the Ghost Boy series, we connected with a demonic spirit first, before we even connected with the ghost boy that was in Mike's house. The first message that we got through the Estes method that was really concerning, it said, "You're going to meet the others." What do you mean we're gonna meet the others? Like, I believe we started asking it questions like if it's a demon, and it was answering through the REM pod saying yes. Are you saying you're an urban legend? Some kind of demonic urban legend? And it had like a plan for us that night, which it threatened us, and that was probably a really dangerous moment because we were filming for like hours. So at any given time, something definitely could have happened to us during that series. I would say the biggest thing that happened, it did affect us at some point in the series. We were starting to get headaches that we didn't even have before. So we felt fine the entire day, and then randomly we start communicating with this demonic spirit, and all of a sudden we start getting headaches. Okay, so before I go under the Estes method, we both have headaches right now.
Yeah.
I have one that's like creeping up my back of my neck right now.
Wait, where do attachments usually originate?
On the back of your
The back of your neck, and you didn't protect yourself earlier like I did. Our energy was just drained. So when you do these investigations, whether you're communicating with a demonic spirit or not, your energy gets drained because these spirits are using your energy to communicate. This demon or whatever was using whatever energy we had to say what it wanted to say and get its threat across. The second most dangerous thing I did in 2025 was I returned to the Witch's Fort. I didn't go alone this time. I went with my new friend, Brody. I took him down there to get answers about the possession that happened 5 years ago in 2020. So just a recap of what happened back then. In 2020, me and Nick took 2 girls down to the Witch's Fort for an investigation. I think they were more sensitive to spirits than someone normally is. So I don't know if they were mediums, I don't know if they were like psychic or anything, but they could feel things a lot more than we could. One of Nick's friends, she goes up into the balcony area of the Witch's Fort, and we don't hear from her for 15 or 20 minutes. So we're just like asking like, hey, are you okay up there? Like, is everything all right? And after not hearing from her for a while, Nick decides to go up there, and he's just like, Austin, like her eyes are completely black, like there were no whites to her eyes whatsoever. And I put the EMF meter near where she was because I couldn't see her. She was in the balcony, so there was like kind of like a wall thing separating me and her. So I put the EMF meter up to her, and it went into the red, I think like multiple different times, including the yellow. So that was really insane. And so needless to say, we left, and I went back to get answers on that. I think going back to get answers was a really dangerous thing, but I did end up getting the answer of why it possessed her that night, and I'll show that footage right now. Why did you possess one of my friends of 5 years ago? It was me.
Okay.
It was you that possessed her?
Yes. Okay.
Came back here to get answers to see why it happened, why you did that on that night. Are you the most powerful spirit here? Did you just do the possession 5 years ago just because you can and you could? Yeah. So yeah, as you guys can tell, it just wanted to do it because there was really no reason. It just wanted to do it just so it could show it's the most powerful thing in that valley, in the woods or whatever. That was pretty insane. And then near the end of the investigation, I asked, are we gonna be safe going home tonight after we leave here? Will we be safe leaving here tonight? Hard no.
No.
So we got a no. So far, nothing has really happened since we left the Witch's Fort 3 to 4 months ago, back in September, because that's when that was recorded. I haven't noticed anything. Brody hasn't noticed anything. I even asked him. Honestly, I'm just glad that I got answers about the possession thing, because that's what I was wondering for like 5 years now. It was just a really good thing to get closure on. But at the same time, it was very dangerous and scary returning to that Witch's Fort. And also, I've heard a legend. When you whistle into the woods 3 times, it can attract skinwalkers. Now, I know skinwalkers are a very like debatable thing in the paranormal, whether they're real or not. I personally believe in them. Brody whistled 3 times, like really long whistles. And then we stayed silent for a bit. I started hearing something crawling like through the woods or something walking really heavily through the woods, stomping on twigs and stuff. There weren't any animals around. We literally looked around. There were no animals. Could there have been one hidden? Maybe, but this thing sounded big. Like it sounded like a giant was walking through twigs and trees. It's very faint in the video. You can just barely hear it, but it's definitely there. Is there anybody out in these woods? You wanted us to come out here. Did we lure anything by whistling earlier? There's something over there. Like over in there. There's something walking. It stopped. Right there. That was super terrifying. So let's get on with number 3 now. So last year at the beginning of 2025, rewinding to the very beginning now, I had Zozo from the Ouija board come back into my life, and I got rid of him in the attachment series. I went to go see an occultist, and he did a smudging technique that got Zozo off of me. Believe it or not, Zozo was actually gone after that, but this is where the dangerous part comes in. I got a new attachment not too long after. I think it was like 4 or 5 months later, and Mike's girlfriend, so this is when I started hanging out with Mike more, just last year when we were doing investigations. She told me right before the ghost series began that I had something really dark and evil attached to me. Something demonic is what she said. Those are her exact words. It was demonic. She's like, I can't do my tarot card reading any further, because she was trying to do a reading on me to see what was with me. She couldn't, because I also had protection. So I had crystals. I used sage and Palo Santo before I went to Mike's house because I knew we were investigating, so I wanted to protect myself. I'll explain why I got this attachment in a minute. And she's like, I can't do much for you right now because you have protection that you just mentioned. So she had to kind of fight through it to try and get more answers about it. And she basically said that when I go to really active locations, doesn't matter if there's demons, doesn't matter if it's just regular spirits, if it's active and there's a lot going on, or even if it's just any location, whatever, this demonic spirit basically gets charged like a battery when I go to these locations, and it gets more energy, more powerful. I'm like, okay, that's definitely not good. I haven't gotten it removed because it hasn't harmed me yet. And now this new attachment brought on some new activity, of course. That leads me into number 4. I had poltergeist activity in my backyard at that house. I was doing an investigation in the backyard. I'm just like, this will be a cool switch up. I want to go to the backyard and do a video. Little did I know what was gonna happen. I did not expect this. I'm getting chills just talking about it. I absolutely hate this, but it was so cool that I caught it on camera. Well, kind of caught it on camera. I do the investigation, okay? And I'm all done with it. I'm finished the investigation. I'm sitting in the backyard at the table. I'm talking about a story time that happened in the house a week prior, I think, to recording that investigation, which would have been the same attachment, by the way. I hear what sounds like rocks being thrown at the fence. And you're probably thinking, dude, it's probably just stupid people throwing rocks at your fence trying to scare you. That's what I thought initially. I did not hear any running. I did not hear anything. Immediately when I heard it, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna go out there and film it. I leave the backyard, I go out there, nothing. I turn the corner and there's no one there. If someone really wanted to make it look like they didn't do that, they would have to run far. I even looked down the alleyway too, nobody was there. I'm like, okay, that was strange. Rocks got thrown and no one is here. And there was no animals either too, by the way. I go back in the backyard, freaked out now. I'm scared to continue my little story time inside of this investigation video, and it happens again, but for some reason I didn't hear it in person this time, but it was louder. It seemed like it was louder, and I'll play that too right now. And I'm like, There's something that came from over there. Guys, what the f***? Oh my god, that is so creepy. I hope you guys heard that. I'm pretty sure the camera did. That was strange. I've never had poltergeist activity where something throws an object, except when I was at the Witch's Fort 4 years ago with Mike and Nick. We heard like a piece of metal get thrown at it. This was rocks. This was something that actually could have harmed me. And what's really weird is there's rocks all along the fence line, in the backyard and outside the backyard. There was no wind. Wind is not just gonna pick up rocks and throw them at the fence. That's impossible. I could not believe that happened. Okay, this is the top 5 most craziest demonic investigation I feel like I had in 2025. This leads into the attachment. So I'm gonna go back to the attachment thing for a second because this poltergeist activity, all this stuff, all this is like because of the attachment. I did an investigation after we went to Devil's Garden and the spirit told me that that's where it's from. Now you're probably thinking, oh, it's because you and Mike went to Devil's Garden. No, that doesn't make sense because I went there alone a couple times off camera because I was going to film a video and I got too scared. My theory is that it attached to me at Devil's Garden when I went alone those few times. I did not protect myself with anything from spirits before I left or before I went there or whatever. So now, fast forward to the Devil's Garden video. I'm just like, we should go to Devil's Garden and investigate that, see what like crazy shit's gonna go down. So we were gonna do the Estes method there. We didn't even get to that. We didn't even get to that part. We're packing up, we're going to this Devil's Garden. Mike calls up his girlfriend and says where we're going. I'm just like, oh god, she's gonna flip the f out on us. He's like, so guess where we're going? And she's like, oh my god, where? Like the disappointment in her voice just told everything. And Mike says, oh, we're going to this place called the Devil's Garden where there's a demon there or whatever. So Mike's girlfriend is a witch and she can sense things, I guess. She was able to tell us some pretty accurate things that matched our investigation that happened that night. So this call takes place a few minutes before we head into the Devil's Garden. This was on our walk there. And she said, you're gonna wanna be careful there. I'm picking up that there's gonna be 3 demons there. And we're like, oh, okay, good to know. Thanks for letting us know that. So we hung up the phone. We're approaching Devil's Garden. We go in there, we start asking questions, and immediately stuff starts happening, of course. The REM pod starts beeping. And if you don't know what a REM pod is, it's basically this motion device that goes off when a spirit goes near it. We got word from Mike's girlfriend that there's demons here, 3 of them to be exact. Are one of you guys here? Do you haunt people that come to this playground? Okay, that's a yes. I think we asked if it wanted us to leave and it started going off. Do you want us to leave? Make that REM pod go off on the table that's glowing red. Or if you just want to make an obvious sign. That was an obvious sign. Okay, thank you.
So you want us to leave? Apparently doesn't want to talk to us at all. That's good to know.
And then I started to provoke it in the video. Guys, never ever do this. Never provoke a demon, because that is what we were talking to. So Mike's girlfriend was correct on the whole 3 demons thing, which, not gonna lie, creeped me out. And I'm just like, you're gonna have to do something pretty big for us to leave, so why don't you show us something? That is when I provoked it. That is basically provoking it and what I said. You're gonna have to do something pretty big to make us leave, so why don't you show us something? Show us how much you don't want us here, and we will go. We kept on hearing weird screeching noises or screaming.
Okay, I guess we're leaving. I hope you have a great day.
Are you sure we should leave?
Yeah, we should. We should definitely leave.
We call Mike's girlfriend back and tell her that she was right, that there were 3 demons there. She was correct. We told her that it's threatening us and that it's telling us we're in physical danger if we don't leave. Basically, it's saying it's going to harm us if we do not get out of here. This is the phone call that happened.
Here.
So he's on with his girlfriend right now that said there's 3 demons here.
Yep. It told us to leave.
Yeah.
It told us we're in physical danger.
Yeah, I would leave.
Yeah, exactly what I'm saying.
That's what we're doing. Yeah.
Please do. I have so... Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it.
What's the vibes? Can you please tell the camera?
I hate it. I hate it. You need to leave now.
Okay.
We will.
Okay.
I'm not joking.
We will.
Okay, we will. So I start packing up hastily, really fast, because I'm freaking out. I'm like, what is this thing gonna do? His girlfriend was having really bad vibes. I'm just like, I don't wanna stay here anymore. We're leaving, let's go. I pack up my equipment and everything, and we start getting ready to leave. And first, we hear this scream or screech again.
I think that's the actual first time we got told we'd be in physical danger if we don't leave.
Is it the first time we've been told we were in physical danger?
Yes. Physically, by a demon saying, hey, if you don't leave,
You're
you're
Yeah, that's crazy.
We're going that way.
Are we going this way?
Might as well cut through the...
What the shit was
that?
that? And then this was the part that sold it all for me. I heard a stomp in the grass from nobody nearby, no animals. Basically, it charged at us. It was like a stomp in the grass, like, leave. I like how we just said that at the same time. What the f- Let's get the f out of here. No, let's get the f out of here. I heard that. What the f was that? I don't want to know what the f that was. Can we leave, please?
Something's watching me.
Yeah, like what the f was that over there? There's the park, guys. Peace out, see you later. The fact that that scared me enough to run away was mind-blowing, and it was all we could think about that night on the walk home. We walked all the way there, so we had to walk all the way back, thinking about this crazy experience we just had, and that we got threatened by a demon. Now, I'm pretty sure I've been threatened by demonic spirits to leave when I've been alone to investigations, but never when me and Mike were together. All right, so I'm gonna wrap up the video there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.